Hello folks, happy Friday. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Friday and a great start to the weekend. I am sitting here this evening with the Matches Memorial Friday Savinelli, and it is full to the brim with Haunted Bookshop. I just did the first light, and it is great to see so many folks here already. Got 31 in the group already. That's fantastic. See, we got Corvette Jim. How you doing, Jim? JMZ 56, Clarence Wood, Burley Nut Bob. Hello, it is Friday, indeed, Burley Nut Bob. Everett Young, hey Everett, how you doing? Piper on the 45, Scott at the 16th day. Good to see you, Scott. Scott Terry, Signalman Tony, Aussie E Piper. Good day there, Mick. Blake Mar Pot filled with Elizabethan mixture and hot coffee. That sounds good. Unless it's like 130 degrees there. Smoking Buddy Matt. How you doing, Matt? Glad you could catch the stream. Lord Hogarth. Hello there. Mark in Rhode Island. How you doing tonight, Mark? Rob Sharrett. Good to see you, Rob. From the Lurkers Union. Good to have you, Rob. Simon Quilliam. Hello, Simon. Nice of you to stop in. Parikh Piper Skip. How you doing, Skip? Good to see you tonight. Welcome back to dry land, my friend. Tim Fournier. How you doing, Tim? Arkansas Mike. Good to see you, Mike. Reed Bender Bud. Hello, Bud. So I'll give you some good news since I see Skip's here in the audience, and I'll be here next week, but the following week we're going to go on vacation. So I will not be here on Friday the 20th, but our friend Skip has agreed to take over the live stream that night. So you'll be doing Friday night with Parikh Piper Skip on the 20th, and that's something that you should definitely be looking forward to, and we'll promote that more as it gets closer. Smoking Buddy Matt, you're a lurker too. I think there's an awful lot of you guys out there, and you're right. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. In fact, most of the folks that watch my videos are quote unquote lurkers. You were missed, Skip. You were definitely missed. It's good to see you. So tonight, my beverage is a Sam Adams Cold Snap White Ale, and it's actually white ale with spices. Limited release. It's probably a good thing that it's a limited release. Bonapiper, hello. Coffee's hot and 2 filled pipes, so you are ready. If you didn't notice, guys, Christian Bonapiper is our guest tonight. We'll be getting him on the line in just about 10 minutes. So really looking forward to talking to Christian. Smoking Kentucky Piper, good evening, sir. Couch. Couch goes right for the throat. He doesn't lurk, he stalks. Michael Muirhead, good evening, Michael. Good to see you. Cliff Higgins, how you doing, Cliff? Andrew Sirigliano. Hello, Andrew. Speaking of Michael Muirhead, I've got a very, very nice gift from Michael. If you can actually see, how do I point to it? Yeah, it's there. There is a picture back there of Bela Lugosi smoking a pipe, and it is just a... Oh. The delay on my monitor is messing me up here, but hopefully you can see that picture and you can see Bela smoking the pipe. Really beautiful picture, and I thank you very much, Michael. He also kindly sent some tobacco and some other things that we'll be talking about in a future video. I don't want to give away the surprise, so we'll keep that for a future video. Blue Dog, hello there, Eric. Good to see you. Philadelphia Piper smoking pirate cake in his 320 KS. And you know, I've been using this Maltese Falcon tamper like almost non-stop since I got it. I'm just happy about that. I like old movies. I like Bogart. Wish I liked the tobacco, Maltese Falcon. Then I could have a, you know, it's actually a good tobacco. It's I don't smoke a lot of Kia, but it's one of the ones that I can enjoy it. I get why people like it. Dude Rustica, how you doing tonight, Steve? And Armchair Piper, good to see you, Ed. Oh, I thought that was a great movie, Tim. It's a mad, 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 mad world. It's a lot of fun. Not you know, it's a crazy movie, but it was a lot of fun. Cliff is having some Amphora original in his country gent. Ah, with a camo stem. Good deal, Cliff. Big Country Briar working on a Toscano Antico. Very nice. And Tamper J, good to see you tonight, Jim. James Burrows, hello James. So, you know, I told you that I was going back to work, and you know that was nice, but they changed the rules again. So I'm not going to get into details about why or anything like that, but it turns out I'm actually going to be sitting down here a lot more than I thought I was going to be. So, you know, there's good and bad to that. Just not going to get to go to work as much as I had hoped, but I am going to try to make Wednesdays a day that I physically go into work, and this way I can hopefully get better at doing the roadway rambles on the road, because I enjoy that, and I know a lot of folks enjoy it. Let's see, Bonapiper enjoying his very first bowl of McBaron Golden Extra. Ah, yes. He had a chat with Matches and told Matches he wasn't a burley lover, and he told Christian to try the Golden Extra. And it's smooth and light. Yeah, good stuff, Christian. Scott Terry, Flashback Friday, opening a tin of Orlet Golden Sliced. First time in a long time. In Peterson Radition. Very nice, Scott. Doug Owen, how you doing tonight, Doug? Yeah, there is a lot of golden stuff being smoked tonight, isn't there, Cliff? Tim has been spending a lot of time in Burley land. Any chance you're going to come out with a Burley forward version of I Hate Roger Goodell? Spiffy DeVoe, or Spiffy Devo, throwing a little bit of French into the chat tonight. Busy day at the store, huh, Doug? Well, busy means business, so that's a good thing, and I'm really glad you could make it. Boris the Piper. Hello, Boris. Yeah, Tim hit a home run with that name, no question. Armchair Piper, Westminster in a J. Mouton Calabash. Fantastic. Sailor smoking Briarworks bent pot with Bayou Morning. And Johnny Walker on the side. Very nice. There is Burley. I remember that, Tim. I do remember that. I was just thinking of something that was more, less Cavendish, more Burley. It was a joke, Tim. I'm sure it's fine the way it is. That is good to see, Doug. It's good to see people wanting to get out there. I'm just afraid that they're going to try to put the kibosh on it again, but we'll see whether or not people decide they're going to sit for that. JMZ56 is having some Manil Simois. Nice. I keep saying I got to get a jar of that out before the summer's over, and I keep forgetting. And he's smoking that in the Friday Savinelli. James Burrows got some Bayou Morning that he thinks needs to rest. Yeah, a lot of those Cornell and Deal blends are pretty young when you get them if you bought it in bulk, James. So that often does happen. And it's amazing what just a few weeks can do. Pipe Time is having some triple play and a Tekken Bulldog Mirror. And a Warsteiner Dunkel for beverage. Very nice. Oh, sure, Tim. I'd love to give it a try. Yeah, James, give it 3 or 4 weeks. Actually, I think you'll be surprised at what a difference it makes. Well, folks, we got a nice crowd showing up for Bonapiper. I'm glad to see that. So we're going to get him on the phone in just a minute. Bonapiper probably does not need much in the way of an introduction. I know many of you guys know him. We see him in many live streams commenting. He's a frequent commenter on many channels. He's been part of this community for quite a while. I had the good fortune to actually become friends with Christian. Oh, he'll have to tell you how many years ago, but it's got to be 6 years now, maybe 7 years ago. At first, we just exchanged emails, and we actually got to meet in person when I visited Montreal years back. And we've just developed this really wonderful friendship, and I can tell you he's just a very unique, interesting guy, and I've been looking forward for some time now to get him on the show and let you all hear just how interesting he is. So no pressure, Christian. So let's see if we can get Christian on the line. And as always, guys, let me know if the audio is okay once Christian starts speaking. Just a thumbs up will do. We are contacting him now. Oh, Ron, the little Asian place across the road is never good. Hello, Paul Johnson. 6 pence and an El-Tang Basic. Good stuff. Christian, I'm not seeming to be able to make the connection here. I'm gonna try to do that call again. It's strange. We tested this out earlier in the week and it worked just fine. We'll try one more time. Are you seeing anything on your end, Christian? Because it just looks like it's trying to call you and nothing's happening. Isn't this compelling entertainment, folks? We'll get it sorted, don't worry. And I promise you, it will be worth it. Still nothing showing, Christian? Well, this is a problem. Could you try and call me? Just press the... All right, let me try one more thing here. All right, this might be no. Try one more thing, Christian. No, that's not going to work. I know, Clarence. I know it's riveting. He's going to email me a number. Okay, well, I guess we can do it that way. Sorry, guys. We did actually try this out, but we'll get it sorted. Well, that's going to be a problem. He emailed me the number, but he put it in the subject line, so my phone doesn't recognize it as a number. And now I got to figure out how to get it to actually call. Let's see, we'll do that. Ah, there we go. There we go. Okay, Christian, here we go. Sorry, folks. What do you mean no results found? I just want you to call the guy. This is remarkable. Oh, are you there, Christian? Okay, hang on. I got to get you. I don't know what happened in terms of speakerphone here. We're almost there, folks. There we go. Can you hear that, Christian?
Loud and clear.
Ah, wonderful. Wonderful. Well, guys, I'm sorry about the technical difficulty. That's so strange. It was working so well the other day, but here we are. So welcome, Christian. Thank you for taking the time to join us tonight.
You're welcome, my friend. My pleasure.
So now I gave a bit of an introduction, so folks know a little bit about you, but the way I usually like to start these things is just to ask you to tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, been living in Montreal all my life. 58. Come from a very modest family. My mother was a waitress with single mother with 3 kids, so it was a hard life growing up. I had to start working very, very young. So made the best I could with what I had, and now I'm happy. Everything's good.
Well, that's that's a start.
Short version.
Yes. Well, short is nice. So you started working very young. How young?
Actually, I started as an altar boy and a choir boy at Bonapiper when I was 7.
Oh, wow.
And then I started to work as a dishwasher when I was 13, full time.
Wow. That is young. And I know you told me that you worked in the restaurant industry for a while. Was that
until I was 20, and then I got a job. I was still studying. I ended up. I went to law school with which was a childhood dream, and then I was needless to say, I was the only one working full time. So by the end of the second semester, I know it was a burnout. I had no juice left because I was working full time and going to school full time, so I barely had any sleep.
Yeah, that's tough to do. No question about it.
Later on, I ended up being a freelance journalist in the technology field, which was very good for me. A lot of fun, a lot of adventures, meeting a lot of interesting people. What brought me to pipe smoking is very simple. When I was 20 years old, when I started working in the university, it was a pipe shop next door, Bladder and Bladders.
Uh-huh.
And I kept walking, and then the door would open, and I'd get a whiff of very nice smelling tobacco. So one day I just went in. Prior to that, I had smoked cigarettes for like maybe 6 months, and then a few cigars. And when I started the pipe, I really liked it. I never smoked anything else but pipes.
Right. Well, that's a wonderful way to get started for sure. Was that the same Bladder and Bladder that you took me to when I was in Montreal?
Correct.
Yeah.
And actually, you got to see that first pipe I bought in '83. Was that brandy?
Yes.
Unfiltered, of course.
Of course.
So filtered pipes came by accident in 2007. I went to a convention in Germany. I saw a pipe I liked, bought it. Didn't realize it was filtered. I saw it came with 10 filters. I tried it and ended up realizing it took me actually a few months before I realized it was better that way. And not for all the blends, but some of the blends, I noticed that I could actually taste more of tobacco, not less, contrary to what I always thought. And to me, that was a big surprise. And then after that, well, I stuck whenever I could. I pick up a pipe that was filtered, and nowadays that's pretty much all I do.
Right. Okay, well, we're going to get into a lot of pipe smoking stuff. I want to get to that, but if it's okay, I want to go back to the technology writing. So you said you were a freelance journalist in that area. Was that technical writing?
I did some of that too, but no, it was mainly reviewing
Ah,
hardware,
reviews. Okay.
sometimes software, but yeah, motherboard, CPUs, printers, television sets, name it, everything that has to do with technology. So that was very exciting. It was pretty much Christmas every week. It was always, once you start get going, a lot of the companies, they send you stuff without even asking if you're interested, just to try it out. So you get to try out, you know, there was always a Prolator, a FedEx, or UPS truck at my door, either for drop-off or pickup.
Wow.
70-inch TVs, a whole bunch of crazy stuff all the time. So until you get to a point where you actually, it feels like, oh, this is very vain and shallow. It's just like, wow. And
Yeah.
when it was first super exciting, it became just a job. That's usually, whenever, it always works that way over time.
It does. Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if the interest in technology preceded the writing job, or if that was something that developed because that was the area you wound up working in.
At the same time, what happened is my daughter was 6 years old, and she barely spoke. We got later on find out that she was with Asperger syndrome. So I was told the best thing to do was to get a computer and get her to learn some words with those programs. But didn't have a computer. Ended up finding a company that was dealing with computers. But he needed an upgrade, so I had to change the motherboard, the CPU, and all that. I had never done this before, but I realized that not only I was good at it, but I really liked it. So later on, I saw some articles about how to do this, and there was, in my opinion, there was some stuff that was not the best way to do it. So I wrote, and I told the editor, and she told me, well, if you know better, why don't you write an article about it? And I did. And to my great surprise, not only did they publish it, but they paid me for it.
Wow.
And then it started out this way, very, very silly. And I got to read, I got to do it. I read everything I could about everything, and quickly became my passion.
Wow, that's amazing. It's funny how we fall into these things sometimes.
Yeah, out of the left field, completely.
So
after law school, I ended up trying. I was still working full time, but I started a degree in political science. I did about 2/3 of it, and I never finished that either. So that's why I really wanted my kids to not only go to college, but get a degree. So to me, it was very important. I didn't want them to go through all the trouble I had in life to make ends meet. So, you know what happened to me in 2010? I had a work accident. I really injured my back, and I ended up being in a bed.
Yeah.
Stuck in a bed all day, couldn't sit at all, for years. And that's how I came to the YTPC. In 2011, I started to watch videos. 2012, I found matches. I found a few that was old pops. There were a few more of them that were not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then, to me, at some point, because I wasn't seeing anyone anymore, it became an important part of my life. It was trying, especially when the live stream started. It was 2017 or 18, I forget. Maybe 16, I forget. When John started those, it was a lot of fun. It was every Friday night we get to hang out with friends where there's something in common.
Right.
As you know, the community is very welcoming, very warm. It's easy to establish things with many people. And I don't know why. There's something about pipe smoking. People are just different. I don't know why, but they just seem more calm, more relaxed, more talkable to, more sensible.
Yeah, it's one of those chicken and egg questions where I don't know if pipes attract that sort of person or if pipes make you into that sort of person, but it definitely seems to be true.
pretty much like everybody. At first, I wanted to try aromatics, but I was told by, I forget what his name was, one of the Blatter brothers. It's no, they stirred me to start with, I like Virginia. And, I still like it. But of course, I for the first, like, 10 years, I smoked pretty much always the same brand. But later on, I started to try more, and especially, I'd say, once I found the YTPC in 2012, I started to work for her at smoking five places. Eventually snowballed into pretty much wanting to try all the types of tobacco. So I found out I'm not a big Latakia guy, so if it's too much Latakia, I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Not that much of a burley lover, but sometimes it's okay. I like it. To me, some of them are nice when they're mild, but some of them I find they're too much cigarette-like to me. So my favorite tobaccos are really Virginians. That's what I like.
And is that straight Virginias, or do you also like the Virginia Periques?
All of those. My top threes are pretty much, as you know, Gawit, Norbert, John Flake Contender, which is burley, dark fire Kentucky, and Virginia. I find it's an awesome dark, sweet flakes. There's a very slight presence of lakeland flavor, not much, very little. If you don't know, look for it. Sometimes you don't even find it. I'm a big fan of that. That's because of you. You introduced me to Castle Blue. I like flakes. It's one of my three favorites. It has a unique je ne sais quoi. And then GLPC as well. To me, that's one of the best full flavor regions.
Yeah, that is an excellent blend.
I also like Baron Stockton, which is dark fire Kentucky and Virginia. I find it very flavorful, and plus, I'm a big fan of Spun Fest tobacco. And then my other favorites are both Orlick blends with Golden Slice, classic, never get tired of it, and the Racing Green, which is a very mild grapefruit flavored Virginia.
Right. Very nice.
Often I see people recommending, actually people who start pipe smoking, they want to dive into adult. Now I understand what I was told when I was younger. It's not, to me, it's not the ideal tobacco to start. You need a bit of experience to handle it. Especially, I would say the American arrows were more full arrows, not the light arrows like European made.
Right.
You need a bit of experience to really appreciate it.
Yeah, and you also need to be careful because there's some bad ones. It's hard. It's easier to find a bad aromatic than it is to find a bad Virginia or a bad burley.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because it can go everywhere. Some of my favorites, well, you know one of them, but I like Gawit Norbert, the Cherry King Flake. It's very mildly flavored. Pretty much baked like a Virginia. And I like also from them the Camel Black Cherry used to be called, I think it used to call it Tough Black Cherry, but now they have to change the name. All those regulations.
Yes.
And I'm a fan of T&D Founding Fathers.
Mm-hmm.
It's very unique pomegranate-like arrow. Solani Red Label. That's a single malt Scotch and / vanilla arrow. But again, it's not very, very light. It tastes more of tobacco than the flavor. And to me, when I feel like a full-fledged arrow, I go for the Allenland, the Shire, which is orange peach. That's like a good one.
Oh wow.
But Sutliff makes some good ones as well, which are easily affordable. I get to two; they're always available, and they're affordable. You can even get them in bulk. So a lot of those are okay.
Mm-hmm.
But as you know, here we can no longer buy aromatics over here. It's pot is legal, but you can't buy an aromatic tobacco because they're afraid the kids will start smoking a pipe.
That is just the strangest thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So is it legal to to import them if you pay the duties, or is it actually illegal to bring them across the border?
It's illegal to sell them here, so you can try ordering them, but every once in a while you get it with the custom fees, which sometimes is twice which pays for the tobacco. I've even seen up to 5 times the price of tobacco. So you never know. That's just the random luck. You take a chance.
Right.
So a lot of people they just stopped smoking those over here. They just gave up because they can't find it. And the older folks they're not gonna order stuff on the internet.
Right. That's really unfortunate, but it's the direction we're all going in. I don't think that you guys have a monopoly on that sort of thing anymore. As you know, the States is rushing to catch up with you.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Grandpa can't get his Captain Black anymore, but his grandson can buy all the pot he wants. That's legal.
That is just crazy. So, do you want to talk a bit about what you're smoking tonight?
Tonight I started with the Golden Extra. As I mentioned, it's a blend I never tried. And long ago I had a chat with Matches, John, and I told him I was not big on burley. He said that to me, he said, "Oh, you should really try and make brand Golden Extra. That's a burley that a lot of people usually don't like, really end up liking because it's mild and it's light. It's a good tobacco. I think it's a no-base smoke. I've said one bowl so far, but I think people like it. Yeah, it's mild enough that you can smoke this all day. I think that one John had it, that's what he did too as well. Mm-hmm. And my second pipe is the Orlick Golden Slice.
Nice.
I also like Salty Dog once in a while.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. It's harder to get, but I do like that quite a bit.
Yeah, if you like bloods, I find it's easier to keep. You never have to worry about the moisture content. Put a mason jar whenever you cut some. It's always perfect.
Yeah, that's one of the really nice things about that. Sure. Okay, so I want to get off tobacco a little bit, and I want to ask you about your YouTube name.
I've always been fascinated by that era of history, and I read a lot about French Revolution, what happened after. We wrongly call the Napoleonic War. Actually, those wars were always initiated by England. We want to have a neighbor where monarchy was not the system anymore, and where things were totally different. You didn't have to be a noble to achieve a higher rank in the army or in life in general. Things were different, so there were actually 7 coalitions. Whenever France won, England said yes, we'll make peace, and then they started to pay other countries to attack France again. So I found a very interesting way, as he pointed out, that history is written by the winners. So we get a point of view from the winner. But that's the main reason. It's just I was looking, what am I gonna, what name am I gonna like just came across that, because I had a pipe at the time with Meerschaum sponsoring Napoleon, but sadly I just placed it there found it.
Okay. Is that the pipe that's in your Instagram little avatar on Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a nice. Yeah, it's a nice nice pipe. Sculptured Meerschaum.
Yeah, it was well done. Yeah, Eric would have been proud of me. I had found that in a flea market. Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. I never find anything in flea markets. I don't know. Well, not pipe related things. I find tools, but I never find pipes.
Well, the few times that I actually looked for something and I never found something, I agree with you.
Yeah.
That was just random luck. What I
Yeah, but
So
I'm all,
price-wise, I'm not really crazy. It's about, I'd say about 33, 34 pipes. So nothing insane. It's more on the tobacco side that I've been told.
you got problems there, huh?
Mm-hmm. Probably have enough tobacco for 3 lifetimes.
Do you want to talk about your unique cellaring method?
Celery?
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's a hit and miss thing, but usually I find that the Virginia, as everybody said, they gain a lot more. But I found that some arrows, people often dismiss the arrows, they don't gain nothing, but many of them are made with Virginia. I know some of those I have, and they do become even smoother and easier to smoke at night. You can puff a lot harder on it if it has a few years on it. But some other blends, I don't know if it's like the Burley I'm trying to make at 7 years old. I can't really tell. I found it if it's dry, and to my experience, I don't know if it's me, but Burley I often seem a bit drier than other tobacco whenever I get it in.
Mm-hmm.
Or bulk. I always found that.
Yeah, I think that's true.
So, yeah, we did meet. You remember how we got in touch?
I'm sorry, what was that?
I used to comment when you started on YouTube. I used to comment on your videos, and at some point you made that retort video. Remember?
Yes, I do.
And I asked you where I could get some parts, and you just volunteered to mail it to me, which I found amazing. Then we started to talk even more and started to email each other, and things went the way they went. It was just sometimes life has nice surprises for you.
It does, yes. And I'm glad you remembered that, because I was trying to think today of how it was that we initially got in touch, and I couldn't remember. But yeah, it was the retort thing. That's right. But
yeah, I actually did. That video you made is by far the best video about the topic I've ever seen. Anybody who wants to retort their pipe, check Mike's channel and just search for retort. You'll find he's the best teacher I've ever seen to show you how to do something. Not only is he practical, but he's interesting to watch. I always get a lot of kick to watch every video all the way to the end.
thank you, Christian. I'll be sending that check soon. Oh, that's funny. And yeah, as long as we're talking about our friendship, I point out that you are the only person that actually has a section in my tobacco cellar. I don't know if you know that or not.
As a what? As a what?
So you actually have a special section in my cellar. Because because when I retire, Christian and I are going to take a fishing trip to Yellowstone, and I've set aside the tobaccos that we're going to be smoking, at least the ones that I'm going to be bringing.
I've got some for you. I stored away some Solani aged Burley a few days ago.
Aha. Yeah, so that's something we've been looking forward to for years now, and it is going to happen.
Oh, well, I'm doing a lot better. I know a couple of years ago I started back to be more active, and just like I can drive, I can sit for a few hours, I can even do swimming, I can do pretty much everything. So, it was very bad. I was totally lost in that. I went to see many. I had surgery, and it helped with the leg pain. It wasn't too much for the back. I couldn't find any solution to sleep. It was just like a nightmare. I remember I went to see one surgeon, and I told him, he told me, don't even bother come see me. There's nothing else I can do for you. So I said, what am I supposed to do? Should I just kill myself? And he said to me, I'll never forget. He said, I think if I were you, that's what I would consider doing. I remember leaving there. Jesus, he really told me that.
Yeah.
And I had seen, my doctor had told me that if you wait long enough, your disc will dry up a bit, and you should be able, when you get older, you should be able to do more. I think it was right. That's what happened. But all those years, I had many shots every 3 months. It helped. Sometimes it helped, sometimes it didn't, but I couldn't do much. So it was awful. I'm glad it's behind me, and the worst part is I'll always be in pain now, but human beings are really resilient. We learn to live with everything. So I've learned to live with pain. It's 24/7, it never goes away. Sometimes you wake up and you can't go back to sleep because the pain is there, but I don't know, we can cope with pretty much anything. It's amazing how resilient we can be.
It is. It is indeed. Well, Christian, remarkably, a half an hour has flown by. It seems like we just started talking, so I'm amazed by that. Would you be okay if we went over to the chat room and see if folks have some questions for you?
Absolutely.
So, guys, if you do have questions for Bonapiper, this would be the time to put them in the chat, and I'll read them off. And we have Frederic Valois saying, "Hey, Christian." I don't know if you know Frederic, but he's happy to see you.
Yeah, I know her. I know her very well.
And I'm probably ruining her name, but yes. Sorry, my apologies.
No, you said it good. It's a girl name as well, so.
Ah, okay.
She's Mary's daughter.
Ah, okay.
No, I've never met Ben Everett. He lives actually not too far from here. But yeah, we said we'll do that. We'll go along and have a boat together.
Yeah, that would be good. That's Everett Young was asking if Christian has met Unicorn Piper.
Oh, really? You're coming to Montreal?
So I think you're.
Mike said he's coming again next year.
I think you're seeing the chat before I am, Christian.
Okay, I'll wait for your question.
It's fine. It just I have not seen anything about. And unfortunately, right now it's a lot of people talking about cocaine for some reason. That's nice. So Cliff Higgins is saying that he's always enjoyed interacting with you, especially on Match's live streams, and he feels like that you two are old friends.
So did I. Cliff is a very nice guy. If I were ever to need another dentist, I would consult him.
So Parik Piper Skip wants to know if there's a pipe that was lost or broken that you really miss.
Oh yeah, well, that beer shop, my Napoleon pipe. It was just unique. I'm sure I'll never come across another pipe quite like that. I have another beer shop, which actually it's from another YTPC fellow I watch as well a lot. It's Mark, Bourbon Pipe Smoker, who has recommended me this. It's actually a Turkish guy who lives in Germany with beer, and I bought a pipe. It's pretty good.
Nice. So Doug Owen is asking about Bladder and Bladder. He said he's heard of it, but wants to know if it's an Eastern chain of tobacco shops. Is it in Toronto?
No, actually, there's only one shop. It's almost like I think beginning of the 20th century they had opened a shop like the grandparents, and it's been a family business since then. And they make pipes. And, yeah, when I was young, I'd often hang up there. There was a lot of celebrity here, like a reporter that I used to know who was a really big pipe smoker who was always there, and people who buy cigars. But I never understand how you can afford to smoke 100 cigars a day, but some people can afford it. So,
yeah,
it's it was a very popular shop.
And it definitely has that older brick and mortar feel to it. Was nice to go in there.
Yeah.
Kind of reminiscent of a time that sadly is gone.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
Okay, Tim Fournier is asking, and I don't know what this means. So, Canadians or Nordiques?
Again, it's definitely the Canadians from Montreal. So I like both teams, but the Nordic became the Colorado Avalanche. People to Colorado many years
Right.
ago.
Okay. Now I understand.
Yeah, they were from Quebec City. That's why they on their third shirt they have Fleur de Lis. You're not big on hockey, right, Mike?
No, you know that. We've had some hockey discussions.
Yeah, well, yeah, both the Penguins and the Flyers, right in your backyard.
Yeah, and I was, I grew up when the Flyers were actually good. I got to go to 2 Stanley Cup parades when I was a boy, so I got it. But and it's not that I dislike it. It's just that it's not my, there's only so much time, and it's just not one of the sports that I choose to follow.
Sorry, I just saw Tim comment. Yeah, there's a big underground part of the city. You can in the wintertime you can shop underground. Many shops there. A lot of people that's what they do. They go to work, they take the subway, and then they just shop, buy their bread or pastries and whatever, and they go back home.
Huh.
Because of the snow. Yes, we get a lot of snow here.
Is that connected up to the subway system?
Yeah, most of it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's how it started. I think now they're going to increase it even more. They're going to build new stations.
Yeah, that's really cool because you do have some weather there that you might not want to walk around in the winter.
Correct. There are days like where we get a foot of snow, but everything works perfectly. You just run, catch a subway, go to work. That's it.
So, Cliff is at good.
Yeah, I thought. Well, I pretty much saw everything on the East Coast all the way to South Carolina. I never went south of there on the East Coast. I've been to Boston, New York, Chicago, and I also traveled a few times. I went 3 times to Las Vegas for convention. And I'm proud to say I'm probably the only guy who went there 3 times that didn't even bet 25 cents in the slot machine. So I'd like to see California, and I've seen Seattle as well. Sorry, I forgot to mention because we used to travel a lot to the West Coast pretty much every year.
So, do I remember correctly that some of that East Coast travel was by bike?
East Coast, I used to go by car. Yeah, I used to travel by car.
Okay.
Some of them through with plane when I went to conventions. A lot of conventions in New York. Technology. It used to be very interesting. Stuff, and they treat the journalists like VIPs. You go to great restaurants.
Yeah.
You got tickets to go see shows. It was very exciting life.
That's really cool.
So as I told you, I also got to do some radio. So that's why you went to ask me if I was nervous to speak that. One of the show I used to be on, there was a 1 million auditor every morning. So I remember the first time they told me, it was like 5 minutes before I was on the air. They said, "Hey, you don't look nervous. You realize there'll be 1 million people listening to you?" And that did it.
Yeah. They could have waited till after.
Yeah. So sorry, see, English not my first language. That's why I got such a poor vocabulary and such a heavy accent.
Ah, it's fine. You do fantastic. Your English is better than mine sometimes.
Oh, I don't think so. Uh,
So while we're waiting for any additional questions, tell me a bit about your fishing.
oh, well, I haven't been fishing since I hurt my back, so
I know.
that'll be something else when we go. But I used to go fishing, I'd say 8, 10 times every summer. Either trout or walleye. Those were the two kind of fishing trips I made. Different kind of lakes. Some of them with a lot of portage with canoes. You know, we go through. Take a lake, you get off, you walk 5 miles, you get another lake, you get off, walk another mile, and things like that. So traveling back with all those fish hanging on your back and all the gear and the canoe on your head, two guys with we're not smelling like roses when you're right home.
No, but it's a good healthy way to spend a vacation. You get plenty of exercise.
There's something unique about being on a lake when the sun's right. You're all by yourself and you hear nature and light up a bowl. It is a communion that you can have with the world that is very precious, and I miss it a lot.
Mm-hmm. So Big Country Briar is asking if you get all of the English and European blends in Canada that we have to scramble to get in the States.
Sadly, no.
No.
Sadly, no. Now, the few shops that are left is so very few. You'll find Sail and Flora, stuff like that, the pouches, and they'll have the main big names like Nightcap or the Golden Flies, but no, the Gatwick stuff, none of those I ever found here. Never.
Mm-hmm.
I order it from the States when I find them, and sometimes I order from Germany. There's a shop there. Actually, it's Mark Driven by Smokersman. It's so easy. You just write him an email. He tells you how much it's going to be with the shipping. You pay him with PayPal, and sometimes 48 hours. I was astonished to find the tobacco otherwise. Faster than I order it from the States.
That's amazing. Are there
Cuban cigars?
Tim. I'll give you one last question related to that previous one. Are the customs and duties issues better or worse when it's coming from overseas compared to the U.S.?
Actually, during the pandemic, I was pleasantly surprised. Got very few customs fees. Many orders that just went smooth, arrived, no fee. Just the last order, I indulged myself. I thought to myself that I am Corona lighter that I had on for a long time, and that I got a small $20 custom fee. Nothing much, nothing to write about. But I remember some orders I had to actually refuse just because I would order say treatment, say $30, and then they wanted something like $185 custom fees.
Wow.
I just refused the parcel. Yeah. Just crazy stuff.
That's seems like a racket, but
Yeah, it is. A big part of it is lottery. You never know. So I tried everything: small orders, big orders. Doesn't make much of a difference.
yeah.
I've had much more luck ordering through 4 nuggets. When I ordered through 4 nuggets, I think I've only had the ones to pick up about maybe 25 orders. So very, very high rate of success. So anybody wants to try their luck, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. I think it comes down to how they package.
Yeah, and the way to declare, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I think the name as well. For if you order from tobacco pipe or smoking pipes, obviously it just,
Right.
Says on it, the name says it all. 4 noggin, I guess, it kind of fools the custom people. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. If I ever start mail order tobacco, I'm going to name the company "This Is Not Tobacco."
Yeah, that's a good one.
Uh, all right. Well, Christian, it's 9 o'clock. So I really appreciate you taking the time out. This was. Uh-oh, did I lose you? My phone. Are you still there? Oh, okay. The phone beeped unexpectedly. I thought I lost you. The time has just flown by, but I've really enjoyed talking to you. So thank you so much for taking the time out for us tonight. And now I've lost you. Okay. Well, I guess we've lost Christian. So it's been a technically challenging interview, but I really did enjoy speaking to you, Christian. I hope you're still at least online and in the chat there. And just want to thank you very much for joining us tonight. And guys, please thank Christian as well. It was great to get to know him a bit better. And I switched over to this Paul Winslow while I was talking to Christian. I'm just sticking with Haunted Bookshop tonight, so no surprise there. Okay, yeah, I don't know what happened, Christian, but thanks for understanding. I didn't hang up on you, buddy. You know, Tim. Yeah, Tim loves getting that song stuck in my head. Couch. Thank you so much, buddy. And the Winslow thanks you as well, my friend. It is indeed a Winslow pipe. It's a Winslow crown. You see the crown on there. Actually, it was a gift from, not a gift, my friend, the Durham Duke, who sometimes joins us here. He got it and didn't like it, so he offered to sell it at a really remarkably reasonable price. And it's right in my wheelhouse. You know, it's a straight pipe. It's actually kind of large in the bowl, somewhat pot-like, and smokes wonderfully. I really enjoy this pipe. But I'm going to set it aside and go back to the Matches Memorial. Oh, Cliff, don't encourage Tim. Don't do that. Armchair Piper Ed, you have a great night. Thank you for joining us. Ah, Doug, you came in a bit late after that. That is a picture of Bela Lugosi smoking a pipe, and that was a gift from my friend Michael Muirhead. So I'm going to have that and the Boris Karloff smoking a pipe picture that was sent to me by my friend Dean. I'm going to get those both put into frames, and I think I'm going to hang them up down here. Or if I don't hang them up permanently down here, I might put them upstairs in my office, but perhaps I'll bring them down and for the Halloween specials. Eric, are you going to Ohio? I see you making these plans. I'm trying to keep up, but there's so many conversations going on, it's a little bit hard. I said this last week, I'm really disappointed I'm not going to be able to make it to Ohio. I am going to seriously consider the Richmond show in October. But I really wanted to go to the Columbus show, and had already started making plans and everything, but there's just a family thing that's come up, and such is life. I did not know that, Doug. So Lugosi spoke so little English that he had to memorize his lines phonetically. Very interesting. Oh, Eric, now I'm even more disappointed that I won't get to see, won't get to go to Columbus. It would have been great to see you and Larry there. It is next weekend, Tim. Yes. No, Skip. If anyone's interested, I've done videos on Lugosi, Karloff, and Lon Chaney Jr. as Halloween specials, and they're on my. If you go to my channel and look at the playlist, there's a Halloween playlist, and I've done they're like 30 minutes to 45 minutes, something like that, long videos where I really went into a lot of detail on all three of those actors. Lon Chaney Jr. was a cigarette smoker. It was really hard for me to even find a picture of him holding a pipe. So yeah, he was the odd man out in the group. Steph did not perform well at Star Wars Risk. Boy. I would not be very good at Star Wars Risk. Ah, yes. Thank you, Michael. Thank you for reminding me. Carter Hall Day, of course. And it's Friday. Well, we're going to have to do something special for that. And thank goodness Carter Hall has survived to have another birthday. Yeah, Karloff did a lot of stuff before he got into the movie. Well, it wasn't before he got into the movies. He was actually from a fairly well-off family, but when he decided to become an actor, he was kind of ostracized. He wound up doing theater in Canada, I believe, and then kind of worked his way down into California. But the whole time he was working on farms, doing manual labor, and he really messed up his back in that process, and that he had a really bad back for the rest of his life. And there's a lot of stories about how painful it was for him to perform the Frankenstein monster character because of the shoes and the just the general physical requirements for that with his bad back. But hey, he probably did drive a truck. No, Tim, they were just walking. Understood, Jim. Corvette Jim, no problem. We'll miss you. But wish you all the best for the pipe show. And I hope we're going to get some video from that. That's a good question, Doug. I have not had any of the Dominican Carter Hall. I still have a ton of the original stuff. So I'd be curious to hear what people think about the new and how it compares. The one comment that I've heard from a few people is that the Dominican doesn't seem to be as nutty as the older Carter Hall. Ah, there we go. Steph is jumping in with it's a little bit less nutty, so that's consistent. They were, Tim. They were doing the Werewolves of London, yeah. And later they... Oh, never mind. Yeah, Doug, it might have been because there was no reason for the mummy to be that stiff, really. So that might have been part of it. What technique is Lugosi using? Let me get the picture. He's got the overhand technique. So he's doing one of these. A little odd, actually. It's a great picture, though. I love him just sort of looking out, contemplating. Now, Lugosi was really a codger. He would smoke pipes until they had completely caked over, and then he'd throw them away and buy another pipe. He taught his wife how to pack pipes, and she was very happy to do that for him. He claimed that the pipe smoked sweeter when she packed it. By the way, Doug, I got to see the Black Cat a week or two ago. It was on the Svengoolie, and you had mentioned the Black Cat in I think in one of the comments to one of my videos, and I've seen it before, but boy, I do love that movie. It's just so creepy. That's right, Doug. He probably has gotten the bowl a bit hot. Yeah. Or he was just uncomfortable posing for the picture. Oh, Eric, that's funny. That's right, Skip. Those are good women, Sailor. Well, it depends on what they're putting in the pipe, I suppose. Oh yeah, that chess scene was great, Doug. It is just a fantastic movie. If you guys like old horror movies and you're fans of Lugosi and Karloff, you got to see The Black Cat. It's just fantastic, and they're both fantastic in it. And one of the what triggered that, Doug, is that the Lugosi was actually in the might have been Bulgarian army during that Carpathian War that they reference in the movie. And it was interesting that I was watching his reactions during that scene and wondering if any of if he was channeling any of what he had seen, because he had apparently seen some pretty bloody battles during that war. Tim, you hold your pipe like that when steering, when driving. Huh. I guess that would work. Huh. I just put it in my mouth. Humdrum, hello. Glad you could join us. I'm not gonna, I'm just gonna let all the pipe touching discussion go by. Okay, Eric's gonna help me here. Hungarian army against the Russians in World War I. Yes. I didn't know about the shrapnel. That's interesting. And yeah, he had a very sad dependency on opiates that really limited his career in later life. It's a real shame. But if you guys like this sort of stuff, the Lugosi, Karloff type things, go and watch those videos. And I'm not just trying to drive people to watch my own videos, and I don't mean to blow my own horn about it, but I really enjoyed making them, and I learned a lot making them. So there's just an awful lot of stuff in those that you might be surprised to learn about. No problem, Steph. I get you. Oh, that's right. I forgot you guys are not in the same place. Ah, I completely forgot about that. So you got 3 more weeks until Skip moves to where you are now. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, Doug. That is almost certainly true. Steph's heading back to Star Wars Risk. Well, teach those teens a lesson, Steph. Yeah, it really was epic, Skip, and I think part of it is just because they had so little to work with. They had to actually, they're coming from a tradition of theater. Lugosi actually played Dracula on stage long before he was a silent film star. He was actually known as the Rudolph Valentino of Hungary, I'm guessing now, since Eric corrected me. So he was on stage long before any movies were considered for Dracula. And there's a really interesting story around Nosferatu, which was made in Germany. But anyway, and he brought a lot of that stage approach to that character. So if you watch the original Dracula movie, pay attention to the way he uses his hands, and think about the fact that he was doing this to an audience that was distant, and he had to make these actions more apparent to them. And just the way he moves his hands, the whole mesmerization thing was Lugosi's invention for that character. So yeah, they brought that kind of stuff to those films, and sadly, I think these days we so heavily rely on the special effects, and it's been for a while. It's not a modern phenomenon. It's been for a while that we have kind of lost something in terms of the art of the movies. So anyway, sorry, Skip. That was Skip's fault. I went off on a tangent. Well, Steph, you guys got to get together. We got to get you in the same city. Hemingway said the same about life experience being an effect of all. Yeah, and certainly Hemingway drew on his life experience. No question about that. Groovin' Piper, how you doing, Cody? Good to see you. Oh, Tim, did you do another? I missed it. Oh no, I'm not looking at that. You're right. Exactly, Michael. Just like William Gillette did for Sherlock Holmes. You know, for guys that don't know, William Gillette was the first person to portray Sherlock Holmes on stage. And this image that we have of Sherlock Holmes with the calabash pipe, that was Gillette's idea, because if you just had a small pipe like this, people wouldn't be able to see it in the back of the theater. So he wanted something really big to let people know that he had the pipe. And that's why we think of Sherlock Holmes as smoking a calabash. He actually never smoked a calabash in the Arthur Conan Doyle stories. You know, Ron, I would trade a wife that packs my pipe for a wife that would bring me a frozen banana daiquiri. Nah, that's not true. I wouldn't really drink a frozen banana daiquiri, but I'm sure they're enjoyable. But if she would just bring me beer, I'd be happy. Well, I finished early. That's not a good omen. Sure thing, Cody. I think you'll enjoy the chat. Christian was a great guest. Yeah, yeah. The deerstalker and the cape. Absolutely, Michael. Boy, Hemingway sure was Sailor. And God, he was a fantastic writer. You know, like Hemingway could, in one sentence, Hemingway could give you more than some authors can do on a full page. Now, Tim, he wasn't smoking opium. He was injecting cocaine. Got to be fair about these things. Well, Everett, we got to get you to a pipe show. Looks like this is not going to be the year, but I sure hope this nonsense is done by this time next year. We can get back to some normality. And then we'll get Everett snuck across the border to a pipe show. You can ride in my trunk, Everett. I'll drive up and pick you up. Movable Feast, yeah. My favorite of Hemingway's, I really like The Sun Also Rises. And he has a short story that I always forget the name of it, but I think it's called White Elephants, or maybe it's Like White Elephants. And it's a really short story, but it is just so well written. Yes, Doug, I have that book, Sherlock Holmes Pipe Smoker, and it is very comprehensive. It's almost like a scientific article on what Holmes smoked, and there weren't many pipes. He's described as smoking a blackened clay, a cherry wood, and we don't know if that means that it was actually a cherry wood shape or a pipe made of cherry wood. And there was one other. It might have just been a pipe. But that's it. They weren't really well described. That's right, Michael Case. Just like the Phillies. Fairwater Arms is also good, Pipes and Shores. Yep. Well, Eric, that's one way to digest knowledge. Francis McCumber, that's a good one too. A little salt, a little Tabasco. Hills like white elephants. Thank you, Sailor. Thank you. That is it. Wonderful short story. That's accurate, Jim. Yes, Michael, I think you're right about the Rop Cherrywoods. Yeah. Nor Rigby. I'll tell you what, Everett. I'll supply the Black X if I can watch you and Eric smoke it. Tim's got a Rop right now. Yeah, Rop is an old company. Curmudgeon Piper, good to have you, Doug. Nice of you to stop in regardless of how late. Well, folks, we're going to start winding down. We're at like 2 minutes to 9:30. And I foolishly finished my drink too. Oh, there's a little bit in there, so I guess that counts. Okay. Next week, it's going to be a solo live stream, CaneRod Pipes Virtual Pipe Club. So we'll surely have a good time then. The following week, I'm going to be on vacation, but Perique Piper Skip has kindly offered to do a live stream in this time slot, so you'll get to spend some time with Skip, and I think you're going to really enjoy that. We'll promote that more next week. I'm actually going to be on vacation that whole week, so I won't be doing any videos at all for that week. So hopefully you'll miss me. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you. As always, this makes my whole week, and I always enjoy these Friday night chats and just spending time with y'all. So thanks for tuning in. Thank you to Christian for being such a fantastic guest and spending some time with us. And I will probably see you on Sunday. So y'all take care, and we'll talk real soon. Have a great weekend, guys.